There has been a big shift in our lives, yes, materially, but we created this material life that we are living based on our mental and spiritual growth. And that Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. Now, today's video is another highly requested video. The way that the question was asked really made me think about this subject differently, and it made me think about the way I approach this subject differently. A lot of times when we talk about abundance, we talk about switching to an abundance mindset. But the way the question was asked was, how do we shift out of a scarcity mindset? That is just as important as shifting into an abundance mindset, because when you live a life of scarcity, there's a lot of beliefs that come with that, and there are a lot of behaviors that come with that. When we try to adopt this mindset of abundance, this mindset of prosperity, this mindset of wealth, we already have a lot of behaviors and thought processes that do not align with that new reality we're trying to shift into. So today's video is going to be about shifting out of the scarcity mindset and leaving all of the brokenness behind, because it does not need to go with us. If you do not know a lot about my story, I will give you the quick synopsis. 4 years ago, my husband and I were struggling pretty badly. We had an infant and we were struggling to pay our rent. We would pay rent and have like $40 left over together in our checking account. We were struggling to pay for groceries. We were struggling to pay for formula, for diapers. My husband was taking 3 buses and then a cab to work, to and from work every day. And it was just such a different lifestyle than what we're living now, not only materially, but spiritually and emotionally. There has been a big shift in our lives, yes, materially, but we created this material life that we are living based on our mental and spiritual growth. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. This video is for anyone who is just done over it. This video is for anyone who's just done with being broke. Anyone who is just tired of scarcity, tired of always feeling like there is not enough. Before I even get into this video, Spirit is leading me to say, scarcity mindset does not only have to do with money. Scarcity mindset is scarcity mindset, period. Okay, so if you feel like you don't have enough money, I would challenge you to look at your life and see what other parts of your life you are applying this scarcity mindset to. Do you feel often like you don't have enough time, like you don't have enough energy, like you don't have enough clothes, like you do not have enough whatever? Do you always feel like you're looking for more of something? If you feel like you're always looking for more of something, that's just a little bit more proof that you are grounded in a scarcity mindset. But don't worry, because by the end of this video, you will know how to get yourself out of that mindset. The first thing I want to do is give you permission to abandon your scarcity mindset. And the way that I gave myself permission to do this was just the realization that we all live in a capitalist culture. And when you live in a capitalist culture, everything you see, every bit of content you consume is going to be grounded in, I need more in order to maintain or achieve happiness. So in the shows that we watch, the books that we read, the magazines that we read, the content that we watch on YouTube, anything that is produced by the powers that be are going to try to sell a dream to you. They're going to sell this idea to you that you need to achieve something or bring a material thing to you in order to feel whole and in order to feel happy. So the very first thing that I did in order to step out and shift away from a scarcity mindset was find happiness and contentment as myself. And that was not the most fun for me, because at the time that I had this realization, I actually was living with my mom. So it was my husband, my son, and me living in a 2-bedroom apartment with my mom. And there's nothing wrong with that. A 2-bedroom apartment is more space than plenty of families have. But at the time, because my husband and I were not supporting ourselves, my ego did not feel like I was in a place to say I'm happy with myself. But that's the magic of all of this. We're going to get to this in a little bit, but your mindset around having enough does not change based on what you bring into your reality. Your mindset changes when you decide to change your mindset. When I lived with my mom, when I felt like there was scarcity when it came to space, money, time to film, time to be by myself, time to be alone with my husband. I felt scarce in all these things. And then I just realized, am I just always going to be unhappy? Am I just always going to choose to point out what I don't have? And then I kind of shifted to gratitude. Gratitude is what allowed me to say, okay, we live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but we could live in a studio. Gratitude is what shifted me into saying, I don't have a lot of alone time with my husband, but at least we have a room together that we can share space and time with each other. I had to find what I could to find gratitude for. At that time, because my viewpoint was so grounded in scarcity, I literally felt like I was digging in the dirt for gold, little tiny gold specks of gratitude. I felt like things to be grateful for were scarce because I was in that scarcity mindset. But even though I felt that way, I still tried. And that's where it comes from. The trying, the effort, because the victim mentality of not having enough is not going to go away unless you make the decision to say, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to think this way anymore. I'm going to feel different and I'm going to think different because that's what I choose, not based on my material and external reality. When you're able to find gratitude despite what you have materially, that's when it becomes possible to feel whole based on who you are, based on the fact that you are alive and that you're breathing. When you feel whole, then you have taken the power away from the money, from the house, from the car, from all of it, because you realize that those are material things that do not have the power to make you happy. Because when you get the car, the house, and all of that, of course, the accomplishment, the excitement, the adrenaline, it all feels good for a moment. But after that moment passes, material things do not help you sustain happiness. Material things do not help you sustain contentment. That is something that you have to create on your own despite what you own. A person who does not have gratitude for what they get and what they have is not likely to just become a gracious person just because something they want finally happens. A person who is not grateful will always want more. A person who is not grateful could win the lottery and they could win $50,000. That same person who just won a check for $50,000 could think in that moment, oh, this is awesome. I won $50,000. But it would have been great if I won $60,000 because then I could have done this, this, and this. What I'm trying to articulate is that the material thing only makes us want more material things. We cannot rely on money, on homes, on cars, on anything that is outside of ourselves to make us feel whole, because it will be a never-ending cycle. You will be stuck feeling like you never have enough because you're putting more energy and attention into things that are outside of yourself, when that energy and attention should be focused on what is stopping you from feeling whole, what is stopping you from being content with yourself. What makes you so obsessed with material things to the point where you want to ignore what you have going on inside? And I don't mean obsessed in a way that like I'm shaming you. We can all be obsessed with material things, all of us, even myself. It's a part of our culture, but it becomes powerful when we understand what part of ourselves is leaning into that obsession, what part of ourselves is running, what part of ourselves is seeking validation. My favorite affirmation for this type of work is the affirmation, I am healthy, whole, and complete. Now, you guys know how I use affirmations. I love affirmations to raise our vibration, but I love affirmations even more for exposing our subconscious. If you adopt the affirmation, I am healthy, whole, and complete, all your stuff gonna come up, especially if you have scarcity mindset. If you have a scarcity mindset and you repeat to yourself, I am healthy, whole, and complete, your mind is going to tell you all of the reasons that you do not feel whole. So by repeating, I am healthy, whole, and complete, you will be able to see exactly what your mind feels like is stopping you from feeling whole, and you will be able to address that concern immediately. This is an example of choosing to be on your own side. This is an example of learning to separate from the ego, learning to separate from what everyone says our lives are supposed to look like, and coming back to yourself. And a lot of people don't like to do that. A lot of people don't like to separate themselves from society and just decide to be happy based on their own feelings and emotions, because a lot of people, including myself, felt like that's giving up. That's giving up on the dream. That's giving up on money manifestation. But what I learned is that's not giving up. That's releasing resistance. Identify what is stopping you from feeling whole, and then begin to lean into activities that you can complete without having to buy something. You don't want the material thing, you want the experience. So stop chasing the material thing. You just want the feeling. So find ways to get that same feeling. If you feel like, you're financially stable, but you want more money, you want to be more than stable, you want to be able to buy a new wardrobe. If you want to buy a new wardrobe, I challenge you to go through your closet and organize it. That is one of the #1 ways to see how much you already own and get into an abundance mindset, right? Because you really don't know how abundant you are until you have to clean your house. But I just made a mom joke and made myself laugh too hard. Anyway, I think that that's a wonderful way to shift out of the mindset of I want more, I need more, and into the mindset of, oh my gosh, I have so much. How did I get so much? That's really what this is. Shifting out of a scarcity mindset is just choosing to shift out of victim mentality. I think that it can be very easy to get into victim mentality, again, because we live in a capitalist society. The images that we see of families and of individuals are illusions. In our mainstream culture, we see TV shows with people in their 20s who have these huge apartments and live in these nice cities, and we see just so much illustrated wealth that's not real. And then we have people, taking out tons of loans, tons of credit just to maintain this illusion, and it's getting out of control. So to disconnect yourself from that, you need to be able to find wholeness within yourself and learning to want things because you want it, not because you feel like it's going to complete this image of yourself. But honestly, that might be a whole nother video because I've already been talking for a really long time. So I know this is a loaded subject, but I love talking about it. Shifting out of scarcity mindset is the best thing that you can do for yourself because there's so much abundance in this world. There's so much abundance to experience. So I hope that I gave you some tips that can help you begin the process today of seeing how much of this abundance is available to you, because abundance flows to me effortlessly. Right? There's another affirmation for you. Okay, if you like this video, give this video a thumbs up so that other people on the platform know that it is valuable. If you liked anything super specific, leave a comment in the comment box and also leave a timestamp so I know what part of the video you are referring to. Last but not least, please make sure that you click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can join the Brown and Bendy bunch and be notified when I come out with a new video. Okay, I love you so much. I will see you next time.